dropped in to see you all. I'll only stay a while. I want to see how you're getting on. I want to see you smile. I'm happy to be back again and greet you big and small. For there's no place else on earth just like the homes of Donegal.
Fáilte roimh go léir a rís go baile á trim. Welcome to another Matt and Michael. It's February, by some reckoning the beginning of spring. The snowdrops are appearing. We have a new bank holiday today, the first Monday in February, in honour of St Brigid, whose feast day we celebrated on the 1st of February. We sent Matt off to find a suitable song, and he didn't disappoint us. Here it is.
When the 1st of February comes around, it is traditional in Ireland to celebrate the memory of one of Ireland's favourite saints, St Brigid. And to celebrate her memory, I thought I would sing a hymn to St Brigid. Now, I actually didn't have any up here, which means we didn't learn any in school, probably. Don't know why. So I went and I did an internet search and I thought I would find something. Well, I did eventually, and it's a nice little thing. Words by Mother Cecilia, Brigidine Convent in Gore's Bridge, written about 1911. Now I hope I'm forgiven, but I did adapt the words. In fact, you could say that I decloistered them and make them appropriate for today. And I also added the air of the Christmas carol Once in Royal David City. Very nice tune. So I hope my efforts are enjoyed. Sweetest saint of Erin's isle, see thy children kneel before thee, turn on us your loving smile. Brigid maiden so beguiled, comfort your devoted child. Dear St Brigid, hear our pleading, faith and hope and holy love. Lovely Lady, friend of Jesus, sent to us from heaven above, to the lives of sick and lame, Brigid's presence truly came. Sweet St Brigid, Ireland's children, far and near, o'er land and sea, in their homes and schools they gather, fondly turn with love to thee. Brigid cares when we are glad, and she cares when we are sad. In your caring soothe the mourner, shield the weary tempted souls. Sweet St Brigid, guide thy children in their young eclectic
a video that we have in our spring section, and it's about St Brigid, and it was filmed in Donegal, and the family are making they're going to make their Brigid crosses. And the oldest girl, often called Bridget, would have gone outside. She kneels in front of the door and she's got the rushes or the straw that actually they're going to make the crosses with. So the family, she kneels and she knocks on the door 3 times and asks the family, are they ready to welcome Bridget into their home? There's a prayer in Irish and they say that they will. Then the father there is using a holy water sprinkler, and that is, he's blessing those, he's blessing the straw that they'll use. And with all festivals, they're going to have the meal, and the meal of the potatoes, and it's just going to put on the big pot of potatoes and effortlessly put it on top of the crane, even though it's really heavy. And then they're going to sit down and have a meal in honour of Bridget after they've pounded it with the potato pounder. Sometimes people like to chop in a bit of cabbage, and that's why we have a cabbage chopper as well. So anyway, they're eating the potato meal. You can see one of the lads there, he's been away. He's got a lot of tattoos on his arm. He was probably working away in Scotland, but home for St Brigid's Day. And then they're making the crosses. And the thing about the crosses they've made is they've made different ones. They're all diamond shapes. And strangely enough, diamond-shaped crosses were the most popular. We have 369 crosses in the National Museum's collection from all over the country, and everyone thinks that this is the one made famous by RTE is the St Brigid cross. But the 4-armed cross isn't as popular as all these diamond-shaped ones that we saw in the video. So all different variations of diamond shapes. There's some 3-armed crosses, like this one, and then there's other crosses, all different types. This one has the potato incorporated into it, so you're looking for that would have been displayed. It's displayed flat, but it would have been a cross shape and stuck into the scraws of the under thatch. And then there's this one has the sheaf of corn wrapped around it. So looking for protection for St Brigid to actually look after your crops. There's also a small little Bratho Brija. It was made around St Brigid's Eve, or the eve of St Brigid's Day, and it would have been made for protection from St Brigid, and Tory fishermen would have brought it out in the boat with them. This is the girdle, or the Chris Frija. It's different variations of it, but it's basically a belt or a big girdle, and it was believed if you passed this over your head or through this, if you passed through this girdle, you would have protection. Saying a prayer to St Brigid, you'd have protection for the coming year through illness. These are breathogs, and they're straw effigies of the saint, and they're often brought by the biddy boys who are dressed in straw, or children who would go from house to house with the biddy, and they'd say, you know, this is Biddy dressed in white, give her a penny for this dark night. She is deaf, she is dumb, but for God's sake, give her some. So they'll be collecting stuff for a bit of a party. Strangely enough, you think this one hasn't got a head, but it actually has a potato as its head, but it's shrunken down now. The potato's got a lot more shrunken. So generally, they usually have straw incorporated in them. And so these are the breathogs, and brought from house to house. Sometimes they're like the ones that you'd see in the video there down in Kerry. Sometimes they're 4 foot high and really, really scary. But anyway, loads more in the store. These are just 2 that are on display.
You saw the St Brigid's girdle in that video. Here's a Seamus Heaney poem with that title. It was written for a friend of his who was seriously ill. A Brigid's Girdle for Adele by Seamus Heaney. Last time I wrote from a rustic table under magnolias in South Carolina, as blossoms fell on me, and a white gable as clean-lined as the prow of a white liner bisected sunlight in the sunlit yard. I was glad of the early heat and the first quiet I'd had for weeks. I heard the mockingbird and the delicious articulate flight of small plinkings from a dulcimer, like feminine rhymes migrating to the north, where you face the music and the ache of summer, and earth's foreknowledge gathered in the earth. Now it's St Brigid's Day, and the first snowdrop in County Wicklow. And this is a Brigid's girdle I'm plaiting for you, an airy, fairy hoop, like one of those old crinolines they'd trundle. Twisted straw that's lifted in a circle to handsel and to heal. A rite of spring, as strange and lightsome and traditional as the motions you go through, going through the thing.
In the past few days, both Margaret and Des have suggested songs that I might sing, and I'm delighted when that kind of thing happens. And I'll catch up with them in due course. Now this is one of them. I forget whether it was Margaret's suggestion or Des' suggestion. But it was popular when I was a young fella, like so many of the songs I'm singing now. And as I was running through it there a while ago, it occurred to me that I mightn't be hearing it again on radio. Because we're living in a different age now, and prosperity and all the rest of it. But there's a thing called political correctness has crept in, which I find irritates me no end. And we tend to leave out music and singing and songs and words lest people be offended. Now, I disagree with all that kind of stuff. So this is I forget who sang it, but it was very popular. And here it is. The chimes of time ring out the news, another day is through. Someone slipped and fell. Was that someone you? You may have longed for added strength, your courage to renew. Do not be disheartened, I have news for you. It is no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. There is no night, for in His light you'll never walk alone. You'll always feel at home, wherever you may roam. There is no power can conquer you, while God is on your side. Take Him at His promise, don't run away and hide. It is no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, pardon you. It is no secret what God can do. It is no secret what God can do.
Now here's something different. The band that my son Oisin plays with, A Few Shapes, took a poem of mine and turned it into a song. Then we made a video based on a famous music video from 1965, one of the first pop music videos ever. And here's our video.
His finger picking wailing sounds so smooth. His reputation's held in high repute. While historians have to search for truth, the ballad singer lies. The heroes of his stories have passed away. He makes sure their words are still here today. Come and listen, sympathise, be led astray by the ballad singer's lies. Lie, 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 the ballad singer lies. Come and listen, sympathise, the ballad singer cries. History is black and white, the ballad singer lies. They were wrong and we were right, the ballad singer cries. What happened in the past is black and white. They were wrong and we were right. The only way to freedom is a bloody fight. The ballad singer lies. Ignore the complexities of history. Disregard his promotion of bigotry. Treat all our problems with simplicity. The ballad singer cries. Lie, 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 the ballad singer lies. Come and listen, sympathise, the ballad singer cries. History is black and white, the ballad singer lies. They were wrong and we were right, the ballad singer cries. The Brotherhood's eternal plot, sing of death and danger and diddly squash. Every one of us deserves a Camelot. The ballad singer cries. Distrust all ballads, including this one, that try to teach you what has to be done. Their rhymes are easy, their wisdom homespun. Ballad singers lie. Lie, 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 the ballad singer lies. Come and listen, sympathise, the ballad singer cries. History is black and white, the ballad singer lies. They were wrong and we were right, the ballad singer cries.
Well, friends, here's another beautiful, simple, melodic, tuneful love song. Again, it's from the repertoire of Ken Dodd. And I know it was Des who pointed me in the direction of this one. As I said earlier, Des and Margaret have both been very kind in suggesting songs lately, and I hope they keep their suggestions coming. So, for the benefit of all those people who love Ken Dodd's songs, on old style songs from yesteryear, and I hope you'll sing along to The River. So still runs the river on its journey to the sea. So still beats my heart, for you're far, so far away from me. So still runs the river while I wait upon the shore. Amore ritorne, for my love goes on forevermore, like the river forevermore. I threw a pebble in the river, we watched the ripples flow beside my darling. See, my darling, that's just the way our love will grow. And then I kissed you, how I remember, but oh, I never knew that like the ripples on the water, your love would soon be fading too. So still runs the river on its journey to the sea. So still beats my heart, for you're far, so far away from me. So still runs the river while I wait upon the shore. Amore ritorne, for my love goes on forevermore, like the river forevermore, like the river